everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Nguper Afiemo. I'm a wife, a mom, a teacher, and a school leader based in Abuja, Nigeria. On this channel, we talk about all things education in Nigeria, parenting, teaching, and childhood development. I share my stories and my experiences in these areas, and I hope that you can learn from them. Last week, we started talking about building structure in a home. Thank you so much for engaging in that video, and I hope that you somehow got value from it. So, I'm filming the second part of the video on the same day, because I said I didn't want the first part to be long. So, in the first part of the video, I talked about the reasons why you should have structure in your home. I talked about it giving you less stress. I talked about it reducing behavioral issues. I talked about it providing safety and security for your children, giving them a sense of focus on achievement, and then keeping everybody happy. So in this part of the video, I want to tell you how I've been able to incorporate structure, how I've been able to build certain structures in my home. And I hope that it will help you too. Now, the very first thing that we have done in our home to make sure that we have a structured home is routines, okay? Routines. So we've built in routines into our home system. The whole gist about building structures is just building systems that work in your home. Now, one person's structure in their home might be different from the next person. So you just need to do what works for you and ensure that you follow through with it. So you need to build routines, okay? By routines, what do I mean? You need to be able to set time for certain activities and stick to this time. So for example, you might want to have a fixed time when your children have breakfast, when they have lunch, when they have dinner, when they have a snack, when they go to bed, when they get up from the bed, when they pray, when they have their bath, when they do everything. You need to have fixed times for these things. Guys, I can't tell you how much having a routine system in my home has saved me, honestly. I think that the only downside to this, which I have seen and experienced, is that sometimes when things change a little bit, for example, when we travel, right, our routines change a little bit, and so we struggle. For me, I struggle because I'm so used to working with the structure that we've put in place. My kids are so used to it as well. So each time we're out of our comfort zone or our usual place of abode, right, we get to struggle a little bit. A few weeks ago, I had to travel with the kids, right? And of course, they were kind of excited to be out of their usual space. But then when it came down to it, they were a little bit shaken up because they kept asking questions. Okay, when do we do this? Oh, when do we eat? When do we have breakfast? When do we have our bath? This and that. So it shook us up a little bit, but it just took a short amount of time for us to figure it out. But routines will save you, my sisters and brothers. Of course, so incorporate routines into your home. That's the very first step. And to do to start routines in your home, don't do it for one day and say, oh, it didn't work. No, you need time. Like I said in the first video, structures take time to build. So you need to be able to be patient and consistent, okay? So the second thing is you need to stick to your schedules. That's number 2 on my list. You need to stick to your schedules. Once you have written it down, once you and your kids have agreed on the time for each activity, make sure you follow it through. One of the biggest things that we struggle with is following through with the plans that we have written down and the routines and schedules that we have written down with our kids. The thing is, the children take these things seriously if we do. So let's not be lazy. When you are trying to build a certain set of routines in your home, you need to get up. kick laziness out and follow through with it. Don't just leave the children to say to do things on their own, except if they are teenagers. But if you have young children within the ages of, let's say, 4 to 12 years old, you might need to still be supervising, following them up, holding their hand, doing the things with them at the set time. You have to do it consistently for a great amount of time, at least 6 weeks, before they start to um, get into the flow of things and understand that this is how it should be. Number 3, when you create rules, create them with your children, okay? Like I already said this in the first video. When you create rules, create them with your children. And it is so important to follow through with the consequences that you have set aside for each rule, for breaking each rule. Don't be the type of parents that will say, if you do this, I'm going to do this. Don't issue threats to children. If you know that you're not going to follow through with the consequence, it is best for you never to mention it, because the children will keep on testing you. If you keep giving in, the next time they will try something, even greater than what they did before, and they'll keep testing you that way. And before you know it, you just be like an empty vessel. So make the rules with your children and follow through the consequences. So somehow, in talking about one, I've kind of spoken about all. But the next one is, be consistent in all aspects, especially in enforcing consequences. Be consistent in all aspects. Don't wake the children up today at 7 a.m. Then tomorrow you say, oh, let me just sleep a little. And then you wake them up at 10. No. If you do that, you will never be able to achieve structure in your home. You need to follow through. It is so important. Consistency is so important, right from when kids are babies. I remember that it was when my daughter, my first child, when she was a baby, her bath time in the evenings was 6 p.m. Once it is 6 p.m., we know, no matter what, even if I have visitors, look, I'm telling you that it is time for my baby's bath, and I have to give my baby a bath. Because just because you're visiting me doesn't mean I don't easily tamper with the routines in my home, because it messes me up. You will visit me and go away, but so it has continued like that. But now that she's older, we've changed the time, so you get to start adjusting things as they grow up. Okay. So as a working mom, as a working parent, I cannot overemphasize the importance of having a structured home, because it just helps you, even, in terms of work. Sometimes I am at work, on days that I work and my children are at home, I know exactly what my children are doing at each point in time. And I can bet you, even if we look through the cameras to see what they are doing, they will be doing just that. They are sticklers for rules. They thrive on rules. They thrive on, just following through with rules, okay? So it just helps you. It keeps you sane. It helps you to know that this is how things are. And even if you have, someone at home that is taking care of them, as soon as they come, you need to incorporate them into the whole routine thing. You need to let them know the times for this and that. In fact, if you've done it so well, your kids will be the ones telling them that this is when we do this and this is when we do this. So it is just so important. Even if you're not a working mom, if you have routines in your home, it will help you. Every mom is a working mom anyway. But what I mean is, like, if you're not into corporate work, if you are a stay-at-home mom, it's also helpful for you, because it will help you to be able to map out time for yourself, times that you need to do things, to achieve, certain things. You're probably working from home or something. So if you have structure in your home, it will go a long way in helping you. I hope you've got some value from today's video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, so that I know that you stopped by, and share this video to everybody you know that might need it. Okay. Details for the coffee morning that I spoke about last week will be out shortly. In that coffee morning, please bear with me, our dog is still out. Okay, details for the coffee morning will be out shortly. In that coffee morning, I'm going to be holding your hand and helping you to build structure for your home. So I'm just going to give you a sense of direction. I'll share my structured plan or template with you, and you can take it home, sit down with your kids, your family, your partner, and then work on it so that you can have a more organized and sane home. Okay, I'm rooting for you. I'll see you next time in another video. Bye.